This video is going to show you once and for all the one pricing strategy that's a formula that every time you use it will not only cover all your expenses and pay you, but will add maximum profit for every single transaction that you have from here on out. So forget all the other things that you hear about value pricing, cost-based pricing, dynamic pricing, competitive pricing. They're all guesswork. You're being told by some of the best leaders in the industry to guess your pricing. That's not accurate. The right way to do it is to use a strategic formula, and I'm going to share with you the foundation of it today. Some of you are going to be able to run with it and take it, and others of you may check it out because I not only have figured out the formula, but I created a calculator that can show you exactly by populating your numbers in it, exactly what you need to charge and how many people you need to work with to make it all work. Before we get to that, road tested coaching. Follow me, like this video, subscribe here. I really appreciate it. I share tips on how to grow your business, how to increase your revenue, how to make things easy, because it is easy when you know exactly what to do. So thank you for that. Let's get back into it. So pricing, there are four areas in pricing that you need to understand. One is fixed costs. What is it that you pay for that's a set amount, either every time you pay for it, or it's a repetitive, recurring pricing. So as an example, Zoom. You can pay for it yearly or you can pay for it monthly, but it's one set price. The secondary pricing structure is called variable. Variable means it's varied. It means it's either not used often, so it's not able to be gauged when you're going to have to buy it again. Sometimes you buy it once, sometimes you buy it twice, sometimes you don't buy it at all. That's variable. Or the price changes every time you add a client, there's a new price, so the overall prices increase. That's called variable pricing. Those are the two main sources of pricing. The third area that you have to be aware of is your own personal income. That has to be factored into your pricing before you sell, not after. Most people will price these three ways. Somebody recommended it, whether it's someone they know or somebody they follow. They recommended, hey, this is what you should charge if you have this type of service. Or they say, hey, take all your expenses, cost plus, right? Take everything you spend money on. They don't tell you what. So a lot of people will miss at least some key things that you should be factoring into your pricing. So take everything that you spend money on and then just double it. And you're going to always make money. Now, that may be true, but it also may not be true. Because if you don't know exactly what you're able to factor in for your costs or know what to factor in for all your expenses, then you're going to be missing some things, which means what's left over isn't as much as you thought. Plus, what's left over isn't your income because you still have taxes and you still have profit, or you're not a profitable company, or you're an occasionally profitable company, right? Which is what a lot of people fall into. So you have your fixed costs, you have your variable costs. Now you have your income. Now you're going to pay taxes on that income. If you're in the United States, the average tax burden is going to be somewhere around 22% for a business owner. If you do less than that, then you have a good tax strategist. I highly recommend them. They're worth the price of investment. They will save you a ton of money on what you have to pay federal tax on. The other factors besides taxes is profit. After all the expenses have been paid, after your income has been paid, after the taxes on your income have been paid, there should be a set amount of profit at the end of it. If you're not sure what to charge, start with 10 or 20%. It's a good starting point. Most corporations run between 5 to 25% profit, with the majority of them being 5 to 15%. But what that means is if they sell a cap, right, a screw top, This has all the prices factored into it, all their expenses, all the payroll, everything, and a profit added to this expense. Now, you factor it over how many of these you sell, right? So that's what adds to the cost. But if you're not factoring everything in, you're missing the boat and you're guessing your pricing and you're going to guess whether you're successful or not. And you're not truly a for-profit business. So let me share with you a calculator that I created. I take people through this program often. And what you need to know is what are your fixed costs? So a few of these could be rent, your internet. If you work from home, then check with your tax strategist. But there's a good chance that you can deduct a percentage of what your mortgage is and what your utilities are if it's a legitimate space for your business. Now, I'm not a tax strategist, so don't take my word for it. What I want you to do is find a good tax strategist that works with business owners, not just someone who's good at taxes, not your sister-in-law, not your best friend's mom or whoever. Work with someone who works with other people that are similar to you because they're always involved in looking for the most advantage that they can help you get in your taxes. Don't work with someone who works on personal taxes and will do yours as a favor. So you have your fixed costs, you have rent, you have internet, you have cell phone, you have Quicken, your accounting, bookkeeping. You have domains. A lot of people forget those, but they charge you every single year. You have web hosting if you have a website. Some of you forgot you have a website because you don't get anything from it, right? You have variable cost. If you hire a copywriter for certain projects, that's variable because they're not full-time staff. If you have advertising costs that you run ads occasionally, that's variable. Your assistant, if you have a VA that's virtual and you don't use them a set amount of time every single month or week, then that's a variable expense. If it's a set cost and you're going to commit to having them for the year, then you move them over to the fixed area. But usually every single person that you bring in is going to be on the variable side when you're a smaller business. You take all of those, you add them all up. For today's example, I'm going to say, let's say our total expenses are $1,000 here and $1,000 here as a total. And let's say I want to run 20% profit and I want to work with 15 clients and I want to get paid, let's say it's 80,000 a year. So I'm going to pay myself 7,000 a month and I have a tax rate of 22%. If you do everything right, this amount here, the taxes, are also factored in your price. In this situation, you need to charge $843.20 for each client to cover that type of cost. I go into much more detail when I'm working with somebody on this, but there's a pricing formula that you can know exactly how many people you need to work with, exactly what you need to charge. So if you're a discounter and that $843 amount is your bare bottom, and you need to discount by $300 to make people feel better or you to feel justified, whatever the story is, then you're going to charge maybe 1,200 so that you can bring it down to 900 and you're still above the 843 level so that you never again not cover expenses, not pay yourself what you're worth, not cover the taxes, and not make a profit. I I strongly encourage you and suggest you to get a pricing formula, quit guessing your prices, get a pricing strategy that's going to maximize your income and your profits. Thank you.